Checking all the last-minute signals now is Lloyd Nix. Elliott moves forward and boots a short one that just goes to the Kentucky 48-yard line, and a tremendous heads-up play by one of the Wildcats, who, retreating to set up blocking turn. Lou Michaels got back on it and turned his ankle in doing it. They line up straight away against an 8-man line. A pitch, and Natoski sweeping to the left, comes to the 50, the Auburn 49, and may have made the 48. Lou Michaels is still limping as he seemed to turn his ankle slightly and coming back to get on to that short kick. Here's Natoski, flank to the right. Pack split out to the left, and Robertson fakes and runs the draw and loses ground as Tribble has to try to bull his way back to the line of scrimmage and can't make it. Paul Terry, the big right tackle, got on top of his back. Auburn is in a 7-diamond defense as Robertson gives to Cravens, countering to the left inside the 45, pulling his way to the Auburn 44. Frank Reeves got the tackle. The fleet-footed sophomore left half, Tommy Lorino, is back in safety at the Auburn 5. Lou Michaels at fullback, shifts into punt formation to the Kentucky 45. Back to the 43, very deep as Dave Kuhn goes over the ball, pumps it back belt buckle high, and the left-footed Lou Michaels boots for the southern out-of-bounds line and gets it. Let's see where. Went out of bounds at the Auburn 15. Auburn lines up straight away against a 7-man line. Tubbs calling signals, gives off, and here's Lorino sweeping to the left. He's hit at the 10, gets away, fights back up, but still can't get to the line of scrimmage. Frankenberger got him. Dave Kuhn got him back on the 10, and Lorino spun away from him. Tubbs gives to his fullback, and Jim Walsh bowls past the 15 up to about the 16, where Frankenberger and Zampino, representing the beef of the right side of Kentucky's line with Archie Powers, make the tackle on the Auburn 16. It's a 2-yard advance by Walsh, and 3rd down and 9 Auburn. As Howell Tubbs calls the signals, gives to the left halfback Lorino, creeps out, cuts back, he's up to the 20, the 25, the 30, reverses his field to the 40, up to the 45, the 50, he may go, he's getting blockers down to the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, and they got him. Man, there's that tremendous speed by Auburn. 3rd down and 9, we think a quick kick, and Auburn unloads. Hal Tubbs, the quarterback, gives to his right halfback this time. And Nix comes inside the 15 to about the 12. Let's see how far he made the 10. Hal Tubbs calling his signals, gives to the right halfback Nix again, who goes to about the 8. Filed up by Frankenberger, the right tackle. Hal Tubbs sets him, takes the snap, gives to Walsh, who took it away from him, down to the 5 and knocked out of bounds, about the 2. They're on the Kentucky 2 now, 1st down. Tubbs, the quarterback, in calling, gets and gives, and a solid wall of Wildcats denies Lloyd Nix, the right halfback. A penalty, illegal use of the hands against Auburn. They line up straight away. Big break here for the Wildcats as Nix sweeps to the left. Big blocking, and he's knocked off his feet on the 9-yard line by Bob Cravens. Auburn driving to the left or the west. Tubbs is going to throw. Back from the 19-yard line, goes for a beautiful pass at the 6-yard line and a touchdown for Auburn. The pass was completed right out in front of Dave Kuhn. Much of the credit here will go to Lorino with that 69-yard run that set it up. Here's the boot by Tubbs, 7-0 Auburn. He's going to take about a 7-yard run at it this time with Cravens and Natoski deep. Moves forward and boots away to him this time. Cravens at the 7. He's got it. Out to the 10, the 15, the 20. His own men get him. Auburn didn't let Kentucky form that wedge up the middle, and he was knocked down by Ben Preston, the left tackle. Robertson quarterbacking, has the same backfield with the exception of Herzog. Gives to Tribble, who bangs away for about 4 yards. It's a 5-yard gain by Tribble. Right end Jim Urbanik is out to the right about 10 yards. Kenny Robertson gives on a pitchback to Natoski, sweeping to the left and coming to the 29. A gain of about a yard on the play as he dived into a host of Tigers there. Robertson, the quarterback, calls. Counters with Herzog to the left and comes close to the 1st down. Let's see. Chuck Maxmy blocked him with Paul Terry, the right tackle. Wildcats on their 34 with a 1st down. The left end Pack is out about 7 yards. Robertson keeps the backfield straight away against an 8-man line. Gives to Natoski, who's still out of the 40, the 45, the 50, and bangs on into the Auburn 47. They're in a 7-2 defense. Robertson gives to Tribble and bowls inside the 45 for a yard to the 44. Robertson looks at him, checks, looks at an 8-man line, gives to Tribble, bangs away through the middle of the Auburn 35, and another great run by the fullback from Lebanon, Tennessee. Fine block by Roger Pack. Robertson in calling signals, got an 8-man line again. Gives to the right halfback, and he almost got out of there. Woody Herzog went spinning inside the 30 to about the 29. Hal Tubbs blocked him and turned him over backward. They put Urbanik out about 7 yards to the right. Auburn's in an 8-man line. Fullback Tribble gets it and goes into the 26. Dan Jean, left guard, got him. The backfield straight away. Robertson calls, pitches back to Herzog, sweeping back to the line of scrimmage and picked up 1 yard as the right end, Jerry Sansom, nailed him from the rear. Auburn is in an 8-man line. Here's the handoff to Tribble, and bam, into a solid wall of Tigers that won't yield an inch. Natoski out to the right. He trips and falls down, going back to pass. First time we've ever seen that. 4th down and 13 to go now. And Robertson is going to throw this time from the very short pocket, and then is knocked down behind the line of scrimmage on the 32 as he tried to run it, and Auburn takes over. Auburn has not been stopped in this ball game. Straight away with Bobby Hoppy, the left halfback now in place of Lorino, and the Hoppy gets about 2 yards into the left side of the Kentucky line. Lou Michaels in on top of the pack. They line up straight away. Kentucky in an 8-man line. Tubbs gives off to Kitchens, the right halfback, who's knocked down by Billy Mitchell with help from Bill Livings at the 35. Auburn leading 7-0. Tubbs, the center, gives to Kitchens, the Hoppy, the left halfback, cut down at the line of scrimmage, and a fine play by Bob Doherty. Doherty was in the backfield and hit Hoppy as he tried to sweep the left side of the Kentucky line with 1.5 minutes in the first quarter. The quarterback's in punt formation at the Auburn 24 with 1 minute in the first quarter. Frank Reeves pumps her back belt buckle high, and with plenty of time, Tubbs pours the toe to a high one that Billy Mitchell gets at the Kentucky 28. He's out for the 30 and thrown back to the 28-yard line. Robertson gives to Bob Doherty, who comes about 1 yard up to the 30. 2nd down and 9 for the Wildcats, and the first quarter ends with Auburn 7, Kentucky nothing. 2nd down and 9 to go. Lining up straight away now as Auburn has come back in with the first unit mostly. Billy Mitchell gets it and picks up about 3 yards. Natoski flanks out to the left about 10 yards. Robertson is going to throw. Dangerous ground to be pitching it from, and he can't get it out of there. Fights back up to the 35 and gains about 2 yards. Bends over, calls. Kuhn pumps it back beautifully, and the big left footer really sails one downfield. Over Tubbs' head at the 22, it bounces straight up in the air for no run back and is down and missed by some Kentuckians and finally blown dead at the 25. They're on their own 25, 1st down and 10. Lorino flanks right. Hal Tubbs, the quarterback, barking. Gives to his fullback up the middle. Walsh comes to about the 28. As Lloyd Nix, the right halfback, flanks to the right, about 8 yards outside the right end, Phillips. Here's Tubbs, couldn't hand it off to anybody. Goes out to the left, fights his way up to the 35, 36, 37, may have made the 38. The right end, Phillips, is out about 4 yards from the right tackle. He gives off to Lorino, and the little guy comes on up to the 41 for a gain of 3 yards. Bob Collier, the left guard of Kentucky, made the tackle. Tubbs gives to Lorino, and he hits a solid wall, but still comes on upfield to the 44 for a gain of 3 yards. Dave Kuhn, with Collier and Powers, the Kentucky guards, made the tackle. Straight away against a 6-2-2-1 defense. Left tackle of Auburn jumped out of there mighty quickly. Tubbs takes it and does not make it as he's cut down inside the 45 slightly. Left guard Bob Collier got him from the rear. And punting is Lorino. He's on the Auburn 31. Bends over in a crouch like he's getting a signal from the catcher and takes a low snap right into the dirt. Picks it up and skies it. Boots it right straight up in the air. Hits it to Kentucky 32. Bounces down deep to the 20 quickly. Dave Kuhn backs away, lets it roll dead on the 15, where it's down by the left tackle, Ben Preston. Delmar Hughes is going to call his first play. Lines up against an 8-man line, fakes to Doherty, gives off to the right halfback Cravens, who comes over Falling Tigers up to about the 24, or the 19 rather. Hughes gives off, and Bob Doherty, the fullback, bangs away for about 5 yards. Dan Jean made the tackle on him, along with Reeves, the linebacker. Here's Cravens out a little bit as Doherty gets it and goes for the first down on upfield of about the 29. Wildcats straight away against an 8-man line. Delmar Hughes gives to Doherty, the fullback, and he is hit hard by Ben Preston, the left tackle. Delmar Hughes lines him up straight away against an 8-man line again. Gives off, and Cravens bowls his way to the 35 for a gain of about 4 yards. Illegal use of the hands against Kentucky. Now needing long yardage, they split the right ender Bannock and put Cravens in the gap and run Doherty into a stone wall of Tigers. He knocks Preston over backward, but there was enough trouble around the knees that Doherty could not get away from there. Shug Jordan yells quick kick off the bench, and then Kentucky shifts out and puts Lou Michaels deep. This is third down. Michaels stands in the Kentucky 6, gets a beautiful snap from Kuhn. Flag on the play as Michaels booms one upfield to the 41 of Auburn, where Lorino gets it, sweeps to the right, and steps out of bounds. Then is knocked back almost in the lap of the Auburn trainer, but Dave Kuhn, as he and Maxmy came shoulder to shoulder and drove him out. Let's see what the flag means now. They look at a 7-man line, now an 8. Tubbs gives to Walsh, the fullback, then pulls it away, and he's caught. Bannock caught him from the rear, then picked up help. The right end Phillips out, the right halfback in the gap, and the left halfback carries to the 45. It's Bobby Hoppe, the left halfback, picking up about 3 yards. 8-man line, and Tubbs is going to throw against it. Out in the left flat, man wide open, and he got it. Jerry Wilson has pulled in his third pass of the season. Bob Cravens was in behind him and hit him as he got it. Tubbs gives left to the fullback, Walsh, and he's going to be right at the first down. Going into the right side of the Wildcat line. Powers, Frankenberger, and Cornelius there to try to make the tackle on him. Backfield straight away for Howell Tubbs with the ends flanked out a little bit. The right halfback, Nix, gets it, and Archie Powers hits him at the 20, drives him back to the 23. They lead 7-0 as they move back on the line of scrimmage. Kentucky's in a 7-man line, almost an 8. As Tubbs goes in to call, gives off to the left halfback. Hoppe sweeping to the left is tripped up, and Bob Doherty got him back on the 20. There's a flag on the play. The backfield straight away. The ends are out about 2 or 3 yards. Tubbs gives, and Nick sweeps to the left. Going to throw the left-hander down in the flat. Throws a beauty by Jerry Wilson, who's just caught his second pass on the 15-yard line. Man, that pass by Wilson was a honey. Howell Tubbs lines him up again. Takes a jump pass complete to the right end, Phillips. He's inside the 5, and it's first down, Auburn. Hold it. The officials are calling another penalty against Auburn of 15 yards. It's now third down and 16 to go. Tubbs is back to throw in the right flat. Got his man wide open again. Phillips has got it. Doherty gets him down to the 20. The hash mark at the Kentucky 28, which means the ball must travel 38 yards in the air. Holding. Reeves pumps it back, and Tubbs, unopposed, kicks it way, way to the left, up over the Kentucky band. The only score in the football game came with 9 minutes and 15 seconds in the first quarter. Backfield straight away. Robertson to Doherty. Cuts into the Auburn line for about 3 yards and fumbles. Auburn got it. So the Tigers with 1:16, 15, clock on the move, are ready to go. Out to the left is the right halfback next. Tubbs is back to throw. Rolls out to the left side. Plenty of time in the end zone. Nobody there. And then racing up at the 1-yard line. Don Natoski leaps with right end Jimmy Phillips, and neither can get to it. And Lloyd Nix, the right halfback, is out to the left as a flanker. Here's Tubbs back to throw again. Man wide open, and he dropped it on the 11-yard line. Jerry Sansom. Nix splits out to the left. Sansom comes to the right. Hal Tubbs back to throw again. Screen pass complete in the right flat behind the line of scrimmage to Walsh, the fullback. Michaels comes in to put the clincher with Roger Pack on it, with Bob Doherty also moving up. This time on the 31, which means it's got to travel 41 yards. Tubbs kicks this one to the left again, and short this time. So Tubbs has missed 2 field goal tries here in the last 2 minutes of play. Clock stops with 16 seconds to go. Kenny Robertson keeping it this time for about 3 yards, and the clock shows 10 seconds to go and still clicking. That's it. First half over. Here's the kick as the second half's underway. A short one at the 35, bounces to the 15. It's scooped up by Nix. Comes out to the 20, the 25, the 30, the 32 or 3-yard line, where he was hit hard by Billy Mitchell. And they're lined up straight away against an 8-man line. The left halfback gets it. That's Lorino, past the 35 and up to the 36. A gain of about 4 yards on the play. Tubbs in, gives to Walsh, the fullback, who's up in it at the line of scrimmage, as the center of the Kentucky line rose up to catch him before he could jump. Dave Kuhn yelling it around the back as to the defensive alignment that's been called. Kentucky's been in a 7- and 8-man line most of the night. They're in a 7-1 right now. As the fullback and then's hit as he throws a bouncing pass to Lorino at the 43. Al Zampino, the right end, hit him at the 30 as Tubbs threw it. Boy, he had all the time he should have needed. 2-yard line in punt formation. He has one 41-yard kick to his credit in the first half. Marino over in the crouch, waiting for the snap from Frank Reeves. Gets it face high, pulls it down and boots it away. Up in the clouds she goes to the Kentucky 23 where Billy Mitchell gets it. Sweeps to the left to the 30 and is knocked down in the 33-yard line. One man got him a twisting knee-high tackle and knocked him down. Looked like Jerry Elliott, the left end. Kenny Robertson gives off to Natoski, who picks up about 3 yards just over his own left guard, Bob Collier. Doherty now the fullback with Kenny Robertson calling plays. Gives to Doherty, leaves it with him, and Doherty bowls his way to the 39 for a gain of about 2 yards. They flank Mitchell into the left or the closed side of the field. He's sitting right in the lap of the referee. Robertson gives to Doherty, and Doherty is tripped up at the 41, as now it's a punting situation coming up for the Wildcats, but they're stopping the clock. Shifts out to deep punt formation as Michaels is not in the game. Doherty plays deep, back on the 25. Dave Kuhn goes over the ball, pumps her back. Beauty, belt buckle high. Doherty had close call there as the left end. Elliott almost got to him. Tubbs gets it, fumbles, and a fight for the ball. Kentucky's got it. Bob Collier caught it in the air and took it down to the Auburn 28-yard line. Bob Collier caught that ball on the fly. Auburn's in that 8-man line again. Kenny Robertson gives to the fullback, takes it away, and picks up about 2 yards for Maxme. Gets him right around the ankles and will not yield. Kenny Robertson calls his play, gets and gives to the right halfback, Woody Herzog, who cuts inside the 25 to about the 23. Kenny Robertson calling his play, gives to the fullback, Tribble, who goes to the 20 for a gain of about 3 yards, where it'll be 4th down and 2 to go. The last time they trailed 7-0, just as they do right here. Straight away, 4th down and 2. Robertson gives to Tribble, leaves it with him, and there's a fumble as he goes to the Auburn 19-yard line. And they surrender the pigskin to Auburn right on the 20. That last play did not gain at all. Here's Tubbs, gives to the fullback, takes it away, comes up to the 23-yard line where he's hit very hard from the rear by the right end, Al Zampino. Here's Walsh, the fullback, up the middle of the 25 and hits at the 26, bounces to the 27. Auburn needs 4 on 3rd down at their 26. Tubbs gives to the right halfback, Nix, coming out to the left. A wall of Wildcats stop him, and he fumbles out of bounds. 8 minutes, 12 seconds to go. The clock stopped when the ball bounced out of bounds. Auburn has fumbled twice now in this second half, but they have lost only one of them. Here's Tommy Larino at the Auburn 14 in punt formation, standing over with hands dangling down below the knees in that very relaxed style. Gets the snap to his right, pulls it up, and boots it over the head of Pack down to the Kentucky 20. Woody Herzog goes back to the 10, gets it, comes out to the 20, and then is knocked down back to the 18. Dave Kuhn at center, leads the parade to the line of scrimmage. Roger Pack's flanked out to the left. Delmar Hughes is quarterbacking him this trip. Hughes gets the snap, gives to the right halfback. Woody Herzog comes up past the 20, may have made the 21. Here's Delmar Hughes calling, gives to Paul Sloan, the fullback. He comes on up to about the 23. Stopped by the right side of the Auburn line, and there's a flag down on the play. Auburn was offsides. Wildcats get new life now, up on their own 26, 2nd down and 2, as Delmar Hughes is in behind, lines him up straight away. Gets the snap, gives to fullback Paul Sloan, who bangs away to the 29 for a 1st down. 1st and 10. Hughes keeps the backfield pinched in tight. Auburn's in an 8-man line. Hand off to the halfback, Natoski. He stood to the 35, the 40, the 45, the midfield stripe up to the Auburn 45, chased out of bounds. Paul Sloan made a beautiful block. Delmar Hughes gives to Woody Herzog this time. Almost got loose. Cut down at the 41-yard line by Jimmy Ricketts. Zampino out. Here's the pitch out, and a sweep by Woody Herzog gets the 1st down to the Auburn 30. That's Kentucky's 7th 1st down. Here's Delmar Hughes calling. Gives off on the side, and a lunge added by Paul Sloan inside the 30 to about the 26, about 4 by Sloan. Delmar Hughes calls, fakes to Sloan, leaves it with him. Looked for a moment like he took it away from him as Woody Herzog seemed to hit him just as he handed off to him. Backfield stays straight away. Auburn's in an 8-man line, right at a 9-man line right now. Hughes calls, fakes to Sloan, flagging the play, gives it to him. Sloan goes to the 18-yard line, but let's watch the flag. The Auburn 29, 3rd down and long yardage, 9 to go. Don Natoski's in the gap as Zampino's out. The handoffs to the fullback Doherty, who gets 1 yard to the 28. So now it's 4th down and 8 to go. Delmar Hughes gives off to Doherty, who's down at the 25, and Auburn takes over. 1st down and 10. Jerry Elliott, the left end, made the tackle. 3.5 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Auburn backfield straight away. Hal Tubbs in behind, gives to the fullback Walsh. Got a big hole up to the 30, the 35, hit from behind and dropped by Woody Herzog at the 45. Herzog is all that stopped Walsh from going all the way again. The clock's not working again here at Stall Field. Walsh gets it, pulled away. Tubbs keeps, comes to the 48. Fine crowd on hand for this game tonight. Just seen a lot of running, but little scoring so far. Al Tubbs lines him up straight away for Auburn. The left halfback gets it, shoots through there. Bobby Hoppy inside the Kentucky 45 down to the 44. Flag on the play. They're on the Wildcat 44. Tubbs flanks out to the right. Nix gives off to Hoppy, the left halfback. He drives into the Kentucky 40, still fighting to get away from Delmar Hughes at the 39. Kentucky 38, flanking Hoppy to the right. Tubbs gives to the fullback Walsh, dives into the Kentucky 36-yard line. Backfield straight away for the Tigers again. They were in the hole a moment ago, but a 20-yard run by Walsh has changed all that. Here's Tubbs sneaking to the 34, and it's right at a 1st down. 33-yard line, 1st down and 10 for Auburn. Al Tubbs gives to his fullback Walsh, who bangs into the Kentucky line again for about 4 yards. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Auburn 7, Kentucky nothing. Both are at their highest octane rating of all time. Back to play now as Auburn continues the drive. Here's the handoff to Lloyd Nix, the right halfback. The Wildcats swarm on him at about the 26, led by Frankenberger, the big right tackle. Auburn is straight away against a 6-2 defense. Tubbs gives to Walsh, the fullback, bangs into the 25. Auburn's going for it with the right end. Phillips split out about 4 yards. Tubbs keeps and does not make it. May have picked up a yard into about the 24. Kentucky's ball, 1st and 10. Delmar Hughes is quarterbacking it. Has a flanker out to the left. That's Natoski. Gives off to Doherty, the fullback, who cuts the corner and comes up to the 31. Don Natoski, the left halfback, is a flanker just outside the right end. Doherty gets it again. Comes on up to about the 32, maybe the 33. Next Saturday night, it's Kentucky and Louisiana State. Delmar Hughes gives to Bob Doherty, takes it away, pitches out to Natoski, who's cut down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage. As Lorino and Tubbs play at the midfield stripe, Nix is back at the 25. Lou Michaels on the Kentucky 17 in punt formation, gets a letter-high snap, and boots one high, straight away to Nix at the Auburn 21. Lets it hit and picks it up on the 20. He sweeps out to the left, comes up to the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45. He's caught and spun to the ground by Bob Doherty. Bob Doherty was the only man who could get him. Jim Walsh tried to get him out of there, but couldn't do it. Gives to his right halfback Lloyd Nix, who comes up to the 49, is caught from the rear and pulled back to about the 47 by Vince Lococo. Kentucky in a 7-man line. Tubbs keeps himself, crosses midfield and comes down to the Kentucky 48. Very conservative second half by both teams after fireworks in the first half. Kentucky is in a 7-man line, almost a 6. Tubbs fakes the draw play and is going to throw from his 45. Can't find his man, but he's still got plenty of time. Comes up to midfield where he is hit and dropped at the Kentucky 49. Bob Doherty in on the play with Cornelius. Clock stops with 9 minutes, 55 seconds in the ball game here at Lexington. Taps the toes into the ground as Frank Reeves goes over the ball. He goes into the relaxed crouch with the arms swinging back and forth. And Reeves pumps it back belt buckle high, and with plenty of time, he loops a high one out of there. Mitchell moves up and lets it hit at the 50. It bounces up in the air, rolls to the 10 and dead on the Kentucky 10-yard line where the Wildcats take over. They line up straight away. The handoff goes, and taking it up is the left halfback, Purdue. Picks up about 3 yards. The center, the Auburn line, stopped him. 9 minutes to go. Auburn leading 7-0. Handoff, and Herzog scoots out of there to the 20 for about 8 yards. Auburn is staying in a 7-man line this trip. Diving, trying to reach the 20-yard line is Woody Herzog. So it's 4th down and about a foot to go for the Wildcats at their own 20. He's going to go for it. Gives to Doherty. He got it. or rather to Tribble, the fullback. He got the first down. So it's 1st and 10 at the 23. Delmar Hughes gives to his right halfback this time. Herzog comes on up to about the 26. Herzog flanked out to the left. The fullback gets it. Cliff Tribble crosses the line of scrimmage, picks up about 2 yards. Herzog, or rather Canute, way to the right. Delmar Hughes going to throw. Michaels, the tackle on a tackle eligible, did not get it at the 45. Out in front of him, overled him. Michaels at fullback goes into punt formation at the Kentucky 15. 6 minutes, 11 seconds to go. The snap to him, belt buckle high, and he boots it out of there. Comes down to the Auburn 27, where Lorino scoops it in, and away he goes. 35, 40, 45, 50 into the Kentucky 27, where Tribble hit him. Clock moving as Auburn lines up straight away. Howell Tubbs calling against a 7-man line. Tubbs gives to his left halfback. Here's Lorino, burst of speed to the 40, the 35. He's hugged out of bounds. 5.5 minutes to go. Auburn 7, Kentucky nothing. Out to the right is Phillips, the end, split away from the tackle about 6 yards. Tubbs, standing almost direct, sneaks right through the middle. Almost got loose, came on into the 25. Auburn parades back to the line. Howell Tubbs keeps him in normal position. The line is straight away this time. Tubbs calling on the long count gets. Gives to Lorino, sweeps left, cuts back into the 20. Hit by his own man, caught by the jersey. Delmar Hughes caught him by the left sleeve of the jersey. And Frank Namath, N-A-M-A-T-H, making his first appearance in the game from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania at center, replacing Dave Kuhn for Kentucky as Howell Tubbs calls his signals. Gets the snap and gives to Nix. He's going to sweep to the left. He is cut down on a beautiful play by Bob Doherty. Ball 18 yards out from the northern side of the field. Backfield straight away as Tubbs pulls it away, rolls out to throw from the right side. Hit as he throws it incomplete in the end zone. This is Auburn's 3rd game of the season. 1 win, 1 loss record. Kentucky's 4th game. 1 win, 2 loss record. Howell Tubbs calling the signal. Gets the snap, mows to the right, threatens to keep, gets away from one man, then Michaels gets on his back and slams him at about the 17. This is the best field goal try they've had. Howell Tubbs will attempt it with Lorino holding. Here's a whistle as the kick goes up and no good. It's short. Let's see what happened before the kick. Lorino holding with Tubbs trying to convert. Will kick right from the 30-yard line. This kick is short and to the left, no good. Auburn is loosening up the defense for them. They've been in an 8-man line most of the way. Hughes is going to try to throw. Out of the pocket, he's throwing one all the way for Mitchell, way over his head at the midfield stripe. 2 minutes, 28 seconds to play. Auburn leading 7-0. Hughes really threw a bullet then. Here he is back to throw again. Pocket collapses, runs out of it, looks for his man, and is knocked down and fumbled, and Auburn's got it on the 19-yard line. So it's all over for the Wildcats at this moment. Let's see what Auburn does with the fumble. Phillips, the right end, is out about 2 yards from normal position. Tubbs gives to the left halfback, Lorino, who lashes in for 5 or 6 yards. They still haven't gotten him down. He's just picked up 6 yards to the Kentucky 14, where it's 2nd down and 4 to go. 1.5 minutes to play. Howell Tubbs, who hasn't been out of the ball game for the Tigers except to go to the dressing room at halftime, gives off to Walsh, who picks up a 1st down to about the Kentucky 7. Urbanic made the stop for the Wildcats. At this moment, time is not any great factor for Auburn. Howell Tubbs taking plenty of time with 1 minute to go, calls his signals. Less than 1 minute to go as he gets the snap. Mows right, takes it away from Walsh in the belly series, goes to the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2. Almost rolled away, and Frank Namath, the reserve center, stopped him with 45 seconds to go. Here's Auburn ready to go with it. Howell Tubbs gives off, and a touchdown for Lorino. Reeves over the ball, snaps it back. The placement, Tubbs kicks it, no good again. We say no good again. That's the first extra point he's missed, but he's missed 3 field goals. Jimmy Ricketts kicking off for Auburn. Takes a short 5-yard run and loops it up into the air to the Kentucky 20. It's picked up, and Natoski comes out to the 25, up to the 30, and to about the 32. 35 seconds to play, the clock on the move. He puts Cravens wide to the left, looks at him. 15 seconds to go. Kenny Robertson back to throw. He's hit before he can throw and down on the 25. That's all. Ball game over. 13-0. Auburn hands Kentucky. Loss number 3.